Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Now today we're going to take a look at Elsword. Now this is a free-to-play 2.5D, it's kind of weird to say 2.5D, but it's a mix between, kind of a cross between 2D and 3D, side-scroller, action MMORPG. So let's get started. Let's pick. So we've got only the one server, and we've got several channels. So it looks like a lot of people are in the 21 to max range on channel 5. But we're going to go ahead and jump into just channel 1. And I did start one character, kind of get an idea of what was going on. Let's go through the character creation process. It doesn't take a long time. Now you have 3 different character types you can choose from. You've got Elsword himself, Ambitious Elsword, and all of the characters are essentially kids, 13, 15, and her age is unknown because she's an elf, but she still looks like a teenager. And he uses a sword, kind of a warrior-style type. She has a staff, and then she's kind of uses magic, things of that nature. And then you've got Rena, which uses a bow and body techniques, and essentially like your hunter style. We're going to go with Rena, and we're going to name her Limpy. So there we go. Let's create and get started. Now, right as you get going, you get dropped into this tutorial. And the tutorial is really, really simple. I'm going to bust through it really quick. As you can see, everything is subtitled. It's subtitled, and so you can basically understand what's going on, and at least those of us that only speak English, like myself. But let's just burn through this as fast as possible. The game is very, very similar to things like Dragon Saga and Lunia Online and things of that nature. I mean, very, very similar. I mean, even the controls are the same. I mean, here you go. You've got your simple ASD for your skills, and then you've got Z and X are your main attack, and then C is also a skill, and then you've got your basic moves and stuff along those lines. So, and as you can see, she basically just fires her bow away, and you can see it even over time as she gets backed into the corner like that, we'll switch to a different viewpoint. So, and you can double tap in either direction, start your dash, and then jump, and then bust through these walls as you're getting through to the different sections. So we're gonna keep jamming through this and get through to the next section. Here we go. And of course, depending on whether you use X or Z is dependent upon whether you use your powerful attack or your basic attack. And then as you'll see, as I'm going through this and I'm firing away, so you can see here I can fire with X 3 times, and then I can either go up or down plus X and actually get a combo or a special maneuver. And as you can see, these are all instance based. So you're gonna go, as you move through the game, you're gonna go to all the, they call them dungeons, but I mean they're essentially instances, and you can go and you can create parties of up to 4 players, and of course they have the usual difficulty settings of hard and harder and things along that nature. Now, here's one thing that you'll very, very rarely see, and you can even see on the little mouse, is you can either use next to skip, or you can just use escape, to go next, or enter to skip. So essentially you don't have to use your mouse at all, except to close windows like that. And I think there's actually a hotkey that you can use to be able to skip those things also. So we're going to talk to this guy, and we're going to get our first quest, and he's going to walk us through some of our hotbars, or some of our interface options. So you can see here, we want to complete that quest, and we get looks like some potions, and we can jam through these either by hitting enter, or we're just going to escape out. And you can see he gives us another quest, and he wants us to go to the Tree of L, any difficulty, and complete it 0 of 1. So let me see. We can exit out of those with just using escape. So essentially you don't ever have to use your mouse. So you brings up your character sheet. You can see I've got different weapons. Now you do have to use it for things like this, your title, and things like that. So that can't be used. Actually, we have some because this is on a holiday weekend. I think we don't have any mail, so it was only on the initial character that I created. Actually, here we go. So we can pick these up, and let's go ahead and pick those up. I love Canada, and I love the USA, and this gives us the opportunity to show the title system. So let's go into our character, choose the title, and you can see there we go. We've got a bunch of different ones that are incomplete, and we want to go ahead and actually we can't use that yet because we need to go into our inventory. Where is it? It's in our inventory, so there we go. And what's really cool about our inventory is you can see there's different sections for all these different things. So really the game gives you just tons and tons of inventory space, which is really nice because, you know, so often in these games you just run out of inventory. So let's go to our title real quick, and there we go. I love the USA because I'm in the USA, and there we go. So here's your basic shopkeeper, and you can, like I said, you can do all these things without ever using your mouse. You can see she's selling a bow. We don't need a new bow yet. Let's head outside and let's get into the action. So here's the dungeon play area. So we can exit out right there. Now we can either look at the party list, and you can see here for the Tree of L, there's one party. They've got 2 of 4. We're not going to do that because it's so easy. We can just do it one by ourselves. Now you do have to do it on normal first before it'll actually open up into hard. We're going to do it real quick. So let's drop our players to 1, create a party, and let's start. And this is, you know, the basics that you see in a lot of these games where you enter into a zone like this. And you can see you've got a couple different sections that you need to go through. Obviously, the faster you do it, and then the more combos you do throughout, the more points that you're going to get, and the higher the grade that you get at the end. So and you can see, so for this character, Z is essentially my my melee attack, and then X is my ranged attack, and I'm kind of on a curve there, so I'm not actually hitting those guys, even though they're pretty much right in front of me. So for her, when things get in close, you want to go ahead and use your use your melee attack. Let's get in close on this guy and just take him out real quick. And you can see it brings up the exact direction as far as the combos that you need. Now, if you go into your skills, you can see here, you can see your actions. I don't actually have any skills yet, but you can see what the actions are and how I can complete them. So let's keep cruising along. We need to break this. So there we go. And you do need to use it for your skills. You obviously have to have mana, and you can see that's regenning up at the top. It was like at 25 to 300, and that regens over time. You can see there it goes. It's regenning right now. I do not have enough mana to use the bow. So essentially, it looks like to even shoot any shot out of my bow, I have to have mana. So a lot of times I have to, I'm going to have to use my my basic melee attack to take these guys out while I regen my bow. Let's see. So yeah, it essentially takes about, looks like it takes about 10 per little combo, 10 mana per little combo, so to say. So you can see we're picking up coins on the ground, stuff like that. You can see you can do different attacks when you use your sprint, things of that nature. You've got a little attack where you slide along the ground, and you've got a jump attack. So there we go. Let's take these guys out real quick. A couple jump attacks. There we go. I'm trying to get through this as fast as I can, and I'm actually messing up because I'm trying to get to the end where it actually unlocks the skill section, so I can show you guys the skill trees and things like that the game has available to you. As you can see, I mean, the game starts you with a couple of skills. I've basically got the S is, let's see, what does the S do? S is usually just a block. So this is, and I missed. Of course, he was jumping in the air right as I used my skill. So there we go. We completed that. We've cleared the area. Let's bum rush through this. Take out this wall and get to the next section. You can see I'm getting combos and goods and stuff like that. Now, obviously, the more of those you have at the end, the higher your grade is going to be. So here's the first boss, and the bosses that they have in the game are pretty cool. They're basically they're all different kinds of bosses, so to say. And let's see if we can use our special weapon here. There we go. So use our special shot from our bow, and we actually have enough mana to use again. So actually, I think I'm going to miss this time. I missed because he was on the ground. So let's get in nice and close and see if we can. Here we go. So and then as you open these chests and different boxes and things of that nature, you're going to see that different things open up. Food is there's different food and things like that are power-ups, or they regen your mana or your health. Not regen, but actually restore it. So you want to look out for crates as you're cruising along through all the different dungeons. There we go. We took him out, and we've also reached level 2. So we also leveled up. And let's see. It looks like we got a couple of items that we can use. It was really funny. When I was playing the warrior, every item that he found was an archer item. So I'm just glad that every item that the archer is finding is not a warrior item, because I was going to be a little bit worried about that. But hey, I guess maybe the only drops they have are the archer items. So you can see right there, I earned a grade, and with that grade I got additional EXP, and then here's all the items that I found throughout my travels. So I can actually go into my inventory, and let's bring that up, equipment. You can see there, and you can see right there, physical defense, it's higher than what I have, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a little right click, and that'll automatically equip it. And this is actually worse than what I have right now, so I'm going to go ahead and leave what I have on. So let's go over here and talk to her, because we can complete our quest and pick up new quests right from here. So it's kind of cool to be able to do this. As you see, I can take and just complete the quest, get this new item, complete the quest, okay, and it'll automatically, a new title has been unlocked, it'll automatically move me through the dialogue for the next quest that I'm going to go on. So I don't actually have to, so you can see story quests and stuff like that. So I don't have to actually go back to town. So you can see on the list, so we want to do this. This is the skill window. You can see on the list, you've got the different story quests, and it's already in progress. So it's kind of cool that I don't have to go all the way back to town. I can just take and jump right into the next section. So let's bring up our skill menu. That is very easily brought up with just K. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bump up, let's see, magic defense training. Let's actually just bump this one up. How far can we take it? All the way. So let's take it all the way. We'll get this next time. Now that's one thing that's kind of too bad, is they don't have the ability. See, I've mastered the skill, so it has an M on it, but you don't have the ability, if you accidentally put that in there, to retrace your steps. So I personally am a fan of when games do that, and you take and you put your plus in, and they've got just a little confirm button or whatever, just in case you accidentally click too many times or whatever. It's always nice to have that ability to make sure it's exactly what you want. But I can be honest with you, you level up so fast, it's not really that big of a deal if you accidentally put something wrong there. Because let's go ahead and we're going to take in, so we've got Tree of L, and then we want to select map, and we're going to go to the Forest Ruins, normal, and we can't do hard yet, but we will be able to do it as soon as we complete it once. Let's go ahead and start and see if we can run through this before we run out of time. So you can see each of the environments are different. There's a little bit more foresty, and then you also have some different type of monsters that you're going to fight. These little mouse type creatures, these little mouse thieves or whatever. This one's just a hungry mouse, and this one is actually a thief. And these guys essentially have stolen some ruins. And see, there you go. So I've got one or two forest ruins. So, or sorry, I'm just taking these guys out. This isn't the one where I actually get the runes from them. That's in the that's after I complete this quest. Actually, I think it's after I complete the next quest that I have to come back in here and I have to defeat this on a harder level so I can complete the quest. But you can see here, I mean, the controls are really nice and simple. Obviously, you get through these a lot faster if you create a party or you jump into a party with somebody else. And you can do up to 4 players. And then obviously, when you want to do the harder dungeons and stuff like that, the rewards are better as far as when the monsters drop the coins or when they drop items. The rewards are usually a lot better. The harder the difficulty of the instance or of the dungeon. So it's always a good idea to do that because it helps you move up much faster. So there we go, we've taken those guys out. Let's get up here, and we start to see these guys have some crazy ass little funny faces on them. These little trees. It's pretty funny to see some of the creative stuff that game developers come up with for different creatures in their areas or in their zones. Like this is basically a tree knight. So it's essentially a tree that swings around a little branch or whatever as a sword, and like you joust, it basically jousts with it. So let's take him out real quick. to jump over his head. And let's actually use some of our arrows to take these guys out from afar. Those trees are kind of a pain in the ass because they have the ability to essentially knock you back. It's not too much of an inconvenience, but the more damage you take also hurts the score at the end of the game. So you want to get in, do a little bit of damage, let him swing, and then shoot at him from afar while he's taking his swings and stuff like that. And then on these guys, obviously, you can get in nice and close. Let's back up while we'll wait for him to try and take a punch. And, it looks like for the archer, the bow is obviously a much more powerful item as far as the damage and things like that are concerned. Let's see what the difference is as far as just getting in there and start kicking at these guys. It looks like it's about the same. It's just a matter of you've got to take and you've got to watch out for them actually hitting you. Whereas if you're using the bow, it's obviously a ranged weapon. So let's see if we can get through this the rest of the way. Let's kick him a few times before he actually punched us. And see, I can't get away. Like, I was trying to get away that entire time. And once he starts throwing his blows, you can't get away from him. But they're pretty easy to take out from afar. So let's get through this section. There we go. Do a little slide. And there we go. We'll take these guys out from afar. Let's actually shoot our magical arrow at him and see if that takes him out. Yep, that worked. So there we go. That took him out completely. Let's take out these little mouse dudes. There we go. Now, a couple other things we want to take a look at real quick is you have a full guild system, and then obviously you have friends and stuff like that. And one thing is, if you ever get stuck or anything like that, they've got this great guide so you can see how to play dungeons, how to do party, how to match. So matches is basically challenging other players, PvP, quest, personal. And you've got all these different things that you can... And the game does have a really good crafting and enhancement and socket system. So that's another thing that you can look at in here. And they do a really good job in this guide of really showing you and laying out exactly how everything works. And I think that's one of the shining examples of when a game really takes and puts some time into itself, especially when it wants to make sure that players aren't lost and those types of things. So those guys are up there. Let's get up there and take them out. There we go. Almost. There we go. So let's continue on, get through here. But like I was saying with the guide system, I mean, it always shows, when a game puts the effort into just a basic guide like that they're really, being attentive to the players. And as you can see, we've reached this boss, but I've also reached the end of my time. I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. And if you'd like to play or learn more about Elsword, you can read our full review on MMOden.com or just click the link in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching.